more than 600 warm leads that I know for a fact will work with one of my agents when time will come. Doesn't matter if it's in 3 months or 3 decades. In this video, I'll expose the secret of how to do so with a CRM booster that we use as a solid follow-up system. He doesn't have to do anything, no cold calls or whatever. It works alongside any kind of CRM and turns dead and new leads into deals on autopilot. And today, as an example, we have the successful top producer Craig Lotzof from San Diego, California.
So I want to tell you about another oceanfront property we did at 5850 Camino de la Costa in La Jolla. And this was a special sale. And I'll tell you why. Because there were 7 other agents as well.
But now the question is, why even use a CRM booster? Well, it's pretty simple. 80% of most CRMs are full of dead leads you stop contacting with, but will eventually make a move. So 80%. And also, it's almost impossible, if you think about it, to build a strong relationship with thousands of homeowners for months or years for them to even think about you the moment they're going to make that specific move. So in a nutshell, you're basically sitting on a gold mine and you only need a system, a powerful system to take care of those leads and convert them. Reason why I'm using Clayview as my CRM booster, and it works wonderfully. And now the other reason, which is pretty obvious, in 2026, nowadays, people absolutely hate getting cold calls or texts, especially from real estate agents, unfortunately. And the reason why is pretty simple. Since so many agents are starting to post themselves online through ads or social media, so many homeowners finally feel as if they can pick and choose an agent they actually love, trust, and look up to. And they don't have to deal with someone who cold calls them anymore. There's already someone who popped up on their Instagram feed or Facebook feed as we speak, and they trust them. So this is the monster that I use as a system for my agents. And with a CRM booster, what makes it so special is that you can leverage images, videos, surveys. I can also track their behaviors, separate buyers from sellers, and so much more. And it's all automated, so most of my agents don't have to do much, and it does it forever. But before I go deeper on the system, I just want to speak briefly about the psychology behind it so you guys have a clearer vision of where I'm heading, and so you guys can copy my ideas and get similar results. Now, a good real estate follow-up system has 2 parts, and the first one is to hook them the moment they see you. It has to be pretty much crystal clear the fact that they want to work with you immediately or somewhere in the future. Reason why I use a 15-day automation that gets triggered the moment you receive someone's email address, and I call it the welcome automation. New leads can sometimes act very fast. Reason why you have to show as much as value as possible and as early as possible. So initially with this automation, I'm basically trying to create a quality shock, which will obviously also build trust. And also inside the emails, there's some tools that I'm using to position them and convert them on autopilot. And once mixed with the second part, which is to follow up with them automatically forever. By doing so, guys, you are converting all sort of leads by tackling their objections without even trying. So the people who are considering it soon are being converted. Same thing for the ones who are looking for the right realtor. The ones who need confidence and clarity, we give it to them. And same thing for the curious ones, the ones who are not really serious, the ones who are inconsistent. And same thing also for the dead leads. Obviously I'm not speaking in a physical sense, but the ones you stopped building a relationship with. So there you go. This is the welcome automation. The moment you capture someone's email address, this is the first email they're receiving. Let's take a quick look at it. There you go. And it's basically a brief confirmation and presentation of who you are. Instead of just sending a boring confirmation, this is really what stands out and make people really get hooked by you. If you have a video of you presenting yourself or your team, this is where I usually put it, and it really makes a big difference. It makes them feel as if they're being part of something greater than just buying or selling a property, and they love this. And from this point on, you're no longer a stranger. You're that guy or that girl they've seen on this quick video that seems to be a great person to work with. First impression to me, it's everything. So when it comes to quality shock on the first email, I'm doing a great job with this kind of aesthetic. So welcome to San Diego's most exceptional homes. There you go. One thing I personally like to do is, on top of welcoming them, I really like to thank them for signing up and even mention their first name to make it feel very personal. And at this point in their minds, they're pretty much telling themselves that there's something special about this agent, especially if they watch your video. And this is exactly the reaction that you want out of your prospects. prospects. Some of those prospects are ready to make a move in a couple of weeks or maybe months. So this email is perfect to really shock them and imprint your face in their minds. And also earlier I spoke about tools that I love to use. Surveys are an absolute cheat code. This is what I basically use to capture the leads. Whenever my agents get a survey notification, they're so happy because they know that they're about to speak to a very, very warm lead, someone who's basically sold on the idea of working with them in the near future. And also, let's not forget the testimonials, just to build even more social proof. So there you go, a reputation built on precision. With over 3 decades in the San Diego luxury market, Craig Lotzof has built a reputation defined by results, discretion, and unwavering client trust. And there's a little comment here. I could have also shown pictures with clients if they feel comfortable, but that's pretty much it when it comes to the first email. And in the end, in the footer, obviously there's the contact information of my agent. If you think that this system could really be helpful for you, if you have a team of agents, well, I'm encouraging you to book a quick consultation call with me in the description. See you there. And now the second automation, email number 2, which is 2 days later. In this follow-up, my goal will be to show authority and position my agents. So hi, first name, I noticed you've been exploring homes around San Diego recently and wanted to personally reach out. Whether you're just starting your search or narrowing down your options, finding the right home here requires more than listings. It takes insights, timing, and the right guidance. If you need someone to make the process feel easier, I'm here to help. Craig Lotzof. One thing I also like to add is, once again, the survey to really capture them. If you want to know a little more about the survey, I'm encouraging you to watch my last video about thousands of dead leads I brought back to life with this CRM booster, with this follow-up system. But let's take a deeper look at the email. There you go. So after receiving this very personal message, they also have the option to explore other properties. And sometimes one thing I can do is match it with their budget. So it's basically handpicked properties. Explore more homes. There you go. Testimonials for social proof by Mr. Brandon. And once again, in the footer, contact information to start a conversation. Let's go back up. There you go. That's it. And if you ever wondered, yes, the open rates are very high. It sits around like 50%, and sometimes it can reach the 70s. Emails, once done correctly, it's a game changer. You basically have a community of people who love you in the background. Now, before we continue, guys, alongside your CRM, I'm using a luxurious follow-up system that takes care of all of your old, cold, inconsistent leads by bringing them back to life. It's an upgraded version of Ryan Serhan's success strategy, the 3 Fs. I'm currently helping over 30 top agents, and it's a complete game changer. They do not have to cold call ever again or door knock ever again. It also helps them with new leads by hooking them from the start, on top of constantly building a relationship with thousands of homeowners who might buy or sell soon in 2 months, 3 years, 3 decades, you name it. But one thing is certain, is that when they'll be ready, you're the first agent they're going to call. So in a nutshell, it makes you close more deals with way more time in your hands and way less headaches. Luxuryfollowup.com. The link is in the description. Try it out for free. See you there. And now the follow-up number 3, my favorite one, the city presentation. There you go, with social proof and your past wins. So there you go. Craig Lotzof, San Diego, California, coastal standard. This is the video of the city of San Diego. If you guys have a video of yourself presenting the city, this is your time to shine. But if you don't, I have something that I use to make the same kind of results. There you go. Let's keep going. Why San Diego? Even more social proof. And once again, in the footer, contact informations. This email, this follow-up will basically put you on top of their minds as the go-to person when it comes to San Diego. You will look like the expert that knows your city inside out. There you go. Explore your dream home. And that's pretty much it, guys. And over time, by receiving those kinds of emails, people feel as if they know you in a good sense. Of course, you're some kind of celebrity, and if you happen to call them, if you decide to randomly cold call them because you could track in their behaviors that they're very interested, it's always a pleasure for them to hear your voice and interact with you. So, and now 3 days later, the 4th email, the 4th follow-up, and the goal here will be to build even more trust and authority by educating them, right? I mainly deal with buyer agents, so 5 smart moves before buying in San Diego would be a great way to create that authority and make them realize that you are really the person that they have to work with. And I do not know if you noticed, but every single time I'm showing up, it's either a dopamine hit, something very valuable, or a good mix of both. Now let's take a deeper look. So 5 smart moves before buying in San Diego. If it was for seller leads, it would have been a free home valuation on top of 5 tips on selling properties efficiently in San Diego. A couple of properties here, view of all available properties, social proof, and that's it. Let's go back up. There you go. Now 3 days later, the final automation, the final follow-up, which is this one, a simple and personal message from you, the agent. As you probably noticed, this is not an image-based email, it's straight text, and the goal here is to make it feel so personal and extremely genuine. It's going to basically catch them off guard and push them to reply to your message or take the survey. And if they end up not doing any of those options, it's totally fine, because they can see now that you are really an agent who is really dedicated to help them. And this perception of you can take you so far. So, hi Steve, I hope all is well. Whether we've connected yet or you're still exploring your options, I want to make sure I'm best positioned to help if and when the timing is right. If you have a moment, would you mind filling out a short survey? It only takes about a minute and will give me everything I need to know. So timeline, must-haves, preference, and goals, so I can come back with properties that are actually a fit. Take the survey here. Best Craig Lotzof, his signature, and all of his informations. And in this personal message, if they already have an idea of who you are and your personality, how you sound like pretty much, do not be scared to fully be yourself, and do not be scared to speak to them as a friend, because that's pretty much how they see you at this point. And it might not look like it, but that specific email is one of the best performing ones. And now that's pretty much it for the first part of the CRM booster, which is the welcome automation, 10 days of high converting follow-ups for new leads you just collected. And now the second part, which is extremely important for any kind of follow-up system, is email campaigns. The goal here is not to stand out for only 10 days, but to stand out and stay on top of their minds until they're willing to buy a new property or sell their property. The goal is once again to forever stay on top of their minds, on top of building even more trust and build a community of homeowners who love and trust you without you lifting a finger, of course. Newsflash, new leads turn old at some point, and a lot of them were just not ready at the time. They were probably ready to buy a new property 1 or 2 years from now. So once or twice a week, thousands of homeowners at the same time will receive high quality emails. It can be Christmas related, new listings, open houses, home evaluations, free guides, tips, fun stories, achievements, you name it. Let's not forget market updates and price reductions, with a little sprinkle of personal emails, just like we've seen on the last one of the welcome automation. We can use them to ask for referrals. Now that is a solid follow-up system. That is a solid CRM booster. If your CRM is full of dead leads, let's bring them back to life. Link is in the description. Let's strategize something together. This is Steve from Luxury Follow-Up. Thank you. See you there. Leave a like and subscribe. Bye-bye.